Welcome back to Sunrise Daily, and we're turning our focus to the Obafemi Awolowo University, which was locked down due to some taxes the government of the state says was owing them. And to help us understand the level at which that development has reached now, I'm being joined by the Commissioner for Information of Osun State, Mr. Adelani Baderinwa. Thank you indeed for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
So what level have we reached now? Is the school back in session?
Oh, the situation was like it was the Senate building that was sealed up.
The Senate building, the gate was sealed up, and the department,
no,
the bursary
it was
locked
up. Well, part of the the administrative structure and all that were what we tampered with as at that time, and it's simply because basically the money being owed, there has not been any serious response from the institution's authority. They know they are owing. The issue in contention, I think, has to do with how much exactly are we owing. You are not the only one that are in that category. In the drive to have strong internally generated revenue base, we have tried to kind of expand the tax net in the state, look at all possible means by which,
How much were they owing?
1.8 billion.
1.8 billion?
Yes.
So,
by our own record.
What, on their own side, on their record, how much were they owing?
They claim 384 million or something,
So,
which,
before this point where you had to seal this administrative infrastructure you talked about, what efforts were made to...
Oh, several.
In what direction?
Let me start by saying that Governor Awolowo, when he came on board, with his antecedent in Lagos, laying the foundation for growth of IGR, decided to do same in the state of Osun, and indeed he started by expanding the tax net so that there will be sufficient fund for him to drive his dream of a better state of Osun. In doing that, he came about the need to see those federal institutions that were in the state but have not been remitting their personal income tax as the situation and the law demands. And therefore, he wrote, of course, because he belongs to a different party with the party at the federal level, there wasn't any response then. But when President Buhari came, he wrote again, and then there was a meeting with the Accountant General of the Federation and some other officials, whereby these issues were established and some modes of payment were agreed to, including the fact that some have agreed to be paying instrumentally with an ISP.
Has the school agreed to make payments?
Not necessarily OAU alone. I'm talking generally.
What about the case of OAU? I mean, because you said that you've reopened the gates. What informed that?
There was an intervention by well-meaning people in the society, and indeed with a promissory note by the institution's administration to
start paying up. So have they started paying? Have they started paying you?
Well, I think it's staggered, kind of, and definitely when it's due, it will be paid. So we believe.
So the process here, the state of Osun or the Osun state government went into a federal establishment and shut it down.
Well, because the law permits such.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not only that, because I remember we had a press conference not too long ago to let the world know.
So in the course of that communication, the federal government did not respond in any way?
I said it earlier on.
NEC did not say anything?
I said it earlier on that there was a response. There was a meeting between the governor and some officials in the presidency, especially the Accountant General, whereby issues were discussed and mode of payment which will be convenient for those institutions were arrived at. Even private organizations they are involved in this. We reported Glo, we reported even our own contractor, Samia Nigeria Limited, which was in tax default to the tune of about 5 million. We reported, and almost every media organization assisted in letting the world know, and it made them to respond immediately. And each of them, they started coming around to be able to discuss how things should be handled. Because and in this circumstance, it is not important sealing up the place, but getting our money. That is what is
precisely, because one would have wondered that you would have explored every other possible avenue to try to get those monies or reach an agreement. But you went ahead to shut down the school, and after a very short period of time, you said that some well-meaning individuals intervened, and then you had to open it. So was it absolutely necessary in the first place to even shut down the school? It does suggest that you should have met those well-meaning Nigerians in this state to deliberate over the issue of OAU before even shutting it down.
I suppose it should be the other way around. I accuse you of owing me money, and indeed, you are owing. When I shout out that I want my money, I expect you to come around and say, oh, gentlemen, it's true, I'm owing you. Let us reach an agreement as to the payment mode. But that did not happen. We went out to shout it out to the whole world that they are owing, and there was no response still. Of course, it is the punitive step that will make them to respond. And when the punitive step is taken now, definitely, so there was a response from well-meaning people, including the university administrators themselves. They approached the governor, for...
Okay, so now there's a disparity. You say that they claim that about 300 million or thereabout is what they owe you, and you say it's 1.8 billion.
Yeah.
How do you reconcile that?
Yeah, from their own record, it looks like what they had was 380 million. But from 2006, they audited to 2014.
They audited to 2014?
Yeah. The amount they claim they hold, is what they were talking about. As after that, they made some payments. Even along the line, the governor had to, let go some part of the debt. He was kind enough to write off a part of it. But in government's own perspective, there was a need for us to do our own auditing the way we feel it should be done. And the administration of the university provided the documents, the necessary document with which the auditing was done to international standard and according to the rules, regulations, and laws guiding auditing. And when it was audited, of course, it was discovered that they hold more than what they claim. And then, of course, there is the interest that it attracts, as well as penalty charges. So all of this put together is what we have as 1.8 billion.